Gather round, adventurers bold in the realm where tales unfold. The podcast of heroes, a quest divine, where imagination takes flight. Let's combine. Roll the dice, let the story begin. Monsters and magic, the battles within. From dragons to dungeons, a thrilling ride. Action Surge podcast where legends collide. Action Surge, it's time to embark on a podcast journey where dungeons spark. Venture forth with warriors true in the world of D&D. We welcome you. Action Surge, it's time to embark on a podcast journey where dungeons spark. Venture forth with warriors true in the world of D&D. We welcome you.
I aren't here. Anyway, so yeah, so as you come into Asbravn, you guys notice that the gentle rolling hills give way to a sun-dappled valley between a forest and a set of mountains. And you see that you're following this road. It's called the Old Dune Trail up into Asbravn. This is actually Matt, your character. And you're riding on a carriage, and you were sent here recently to kind of go and help rebuild the Temple of Ilmater. And you know, you kind of it kind of has a quaint look to the countryside as you're pulling in. Not like, you know, some of the bigger cities you've been used to. So it is, I believe it's the last day of a month called Myrtle? Hang on one second. And there's a celebration about to go on called Greengrass. And in Asbravn, they celebrate this by doing something they call the sowing of the coins. And it's kind of a ceremonial thing where they not only sow coins among the public, as far as, you know, giving them, you know, trying to go out and spend money at the markets and so on and so forth, but they also do like a kind of a ceremonial sowing of the coins, like planting them into planters, you know, like, and it's supposed to help with their harvest and help, you know, like with the spring mating season and all that good stuff, and basically they do this every year around the same time. It is the year 1498 Dale Reckoning, which is 1498 DR, and it's also known as the year of the Black Regalia. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so it's the end of Tarsak and the beginning of Myrtle, and Greengrass is celebrated on a day between Tarsak and Myrtle. Between several of the months throughout the year in Faerun, they have holidays, which are neither the month before or the month after. They're kind of a leap year, sort of leap day type thing, where they do a holiday in between every like 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
And Greengrass in a lot of places is celebrated, even in Asbravn to a point. There's some like hedonistic rituals that they do. You know, like depending on who they worship, like they have different things going on. Like here in Asbravn, since there's so many different people that they worship, and since they do the sowing of the coins is a dedication to Joaquin and Shantae. And Joaquin is like the god or goddess of trade, and Shantae is like a goddess of the harvest, so the goddess of agriculture, like that kind of thing. So it's like a twofold thing. Some of the people who worship Eldath just gather and have a festival, so they kind of do all this in one place. They kind of do like this, having this festival and stuff in town here. And as you roll up to Asbravn, you can kind of see all this going on. It's kind of a crowded little town, and there's a big festival going on. And this is kind of where you would roll in up in your wagon. And Matt, how would you describe your character? How would you describe Caius?
So Caius is fairly well built. He's probably about 6'1", 6'2". He's got light brown hair, has red accents. He's lightly armored. He's kind of wearing like a military-ish garb that has like some accents of clerical clothes.
Okay. So do you have like vestments? When you say clerical clothes, you have like vestments?
Like I have like a guild. Like I guess like a whatever the targe. No, not targe.
Tabard.
Tabard. That's
Tabard.
the word.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So like a guild tabard
Yeah.
of Ilmater.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So as you can see on the map here, this right here is like a big marketplace, right?
Yep.
And I'm working on a better map actually, but this here is where the Temple of Ilmater is, or Ilmater, depending on how you like to pronounce it. And you can see the marketplace is bustling. There's all kinds of tents and shops set up that are like, obviously temporary pull-out shops or little kiosks set up. There is sort of a general good feeling about the place, and you can hear the festivities. I forgot to give you some festivities. Where are my festivities? It's forgot because you can't play more than one song on a. There we go. There we go. Anyway, so you hear the festivities beginning as you roll up into town there. And you see people like out doing like axe throwing at targets, and you see people doing archery, and kids having like potato sack race type things going on. Luther, you are riding on the back of this cart that the caravan came in, and you don't really know Matt's character Caius, but you have seen him on the route to Asbravn. When you came in though, you came in from a different direction, and then kind of met up with the caravan on the way. Luther, you're used to being to the east on the Sea of Fallen Stars, and you head in with Caius on his wagon, and you start to see all these festivities also.
It's like a big party!
It really is.
James.
Luther's gonna need control of his character sheet.
No, you cannot get it. Okay, not allowed. Right. Oh wow, you know what? I have to find. Oh, there's Luther. Okay. Say, where did Luther go?
It's up at the top.
Yep, I see him. Oh, he's in all players' things, but I need to give him to. You're logged in as Luther, John. Very funny. All right. Now when Zach logs in, he'll be like, "Who's Luther?" Anyway, so well, I'll wait for Zach to be here at some point in time to explain Luther, maybe. But I guess you could explain him a little bit if you want. Do you want to explain Luther's back? Does it have a background written on there or something?
I will look.
Let me look. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, yep, there you go.
Yeah.
On the back, on the bio page.
Oh, yep. Alright.
Just read that off. Just read that off to whoever's watching.
Alright. Luther was raised on a fishing boat from a small age. His mother was in fact Pirate Queen Miranda. She was discovered Luther floating in a barrel as a toddler out in the ocean. She did her best with the crew of Moldy Kobold to raise Luther to meeting their ideals. However, from the beginning it was obvious Luther did not have a normal orc mentality. He doesn't even recognize his ship home as a pirate ship. He thinks he lives on a fishing ship. During a regular tussle with a giant crayfish, Luther accidentally broke the mast and other equipment. Using this as an excuse, Pirate Queen Miranda banishes Luther from the Moldy Kobold under the guise of owing 100 gold pieces for repairs. As they would soon disembark for waters unknown, and despite his nature, the crew worried for Luther's safety.
All right, there you go. So basically, the Moldy Kobold was the name of the pirate ship that Luther was on, and it was on one of the Pirates of the Sea of Fallen Stars. So as Luther and Caius come into town, we kind of have to set our sights on a small little building in the north of the town here. Building right over about here, I believe. Oh wait. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. No. So yeah, this is it. One of these two buildings, this building or this building, I can't remember which. I think it's this building. But anyways, inside that little building is a place known as...
You pinging it?
Yeah.
Maybe I have a...
Can you see him? You see where I'm pinging him? At the top of the thing? The top of the map?
Luther sees which buildings you're picking.
You see this now, James?
Okay, now I got it. I had it so far out I couldn't see it at first. Now I found it.
Okay. Alright, so inside this building, we have a place called the Coiled Spring. And this building is where our friend Bash has been working for about a year now. She works with this gnome named Brudgepittle Radishfoot. And he's kind of a brusque older gnome that is just a genius when it comes to tinkering. And she mostly likes to lift things up and put them down for him. Is pretty much, I guess, really probably what she does. But she's probably a little curious into the tinkering aspect of things as well these days. So on a normal day, when Bash is, noticing that the gnome has been kind of a little off-put. He's been a little distant, I guess, as of late. And you notice he's been working more and more frantically. And the more frantically he works, the more it makes you nervous for some reason. You also notice that he used to have a sort of girlfriend, or maybe a fiance, even, if you will, that was around, that used to kind of frequent the place, but she hasn't been around lately. She hasn't been around for, quite some time, and you wonder if this has something to do with why he's kind of become distant.
Okay.
As he says, I'm getting ready to clean up for the festivities. Make yourself at home and help clean up as you were. And he says, and I'm gonna head upstairs for a moment and do some things up there, and then I'll head back down and head out to the festivities, and you can head out when you're ready. And he kind of makes his way up toward the stairs in the back of the building here, and kind of goes off and disappears. And it leaves you in the room that has been causing you a little bit of quirky unease lately, because even though you've been kind of staying here in the shop as, your place of residence, at night you keep hearing these strange clickings and whirrings going on that seem to kind of awake you from your slumber. But then, when you go to try to check on it, everything is quiet again, and you're not sure, and you're used to a tinker shop being full of clicking and whirring things anyways, but for some reason, this is just kind of an unsettling thing. And today, you notice, over in the corner, after Brudgefiddle leaves, there's a tarp of some sort. And that tarp, if you didn't know any better, you'd swear it just moved.
Okay. Well, Bash is a kobold. You will often hear her talk about her older brothers because she's the youngest and only girl of a set of triplets. She just likes to really have fun, and her brothers, she thinks, are the smart ones, but they're really not. So it's gonna go over here, and she's gonna move the tarp.
And you would say Bash is a little rambunctious, probably, right?
Oh yeah, she's always happy. She's always like all she cares about is having fun. And while her brothers were studying and things like that, she discovered that hitting stuff was really, really fun. So that's what she likes to do, is hit stuff.
Okay, so you move the tarp and you throw it over to the side of the room, and much to your surprise, something that looks very much like Pow Pow is standing in the corner. The goblin that you adventured with not so long ago, and who's went off to search for reasons as to why the kobolds left the area.
Pow Pow? I'll go up and start touching it and kind of fiddling with it.
Okay, when you go up and get ready to touch it, just before you even touch it, you hear it kind of whir to life, and then the eyes kind of go like a bright blue, and then it starts to make some noise. What kind of noise would it make, Randy?
He would whir to life as his eyes open up. He'd cock his head around and look down and go, hello. Is it time to go to work?
Are you Pow Pow?
Yes?
Yes. You look like Pow Pow. Kind of.
He made me to look like him.
Are you the secret project?
Am I the secret project? There's a secret project?
Well, he worked on something, but he wouldn't tell us what it was.
He was working on me.
I have a new Pow Pow!
I have a new Pow
New Pow Pow.
Yes, you are Pow Pow 2.
That's what he calls me. He calls me 2.0.
Yay! So, there's a party today. Want to go check out the party?
I've heard of parties. I'm not allowed to leave the shop. I gotta stay in. I gotta finish all the projects at night. so that they're ready for the morning.
But it's not night. We can go check out the park.
I mean, Pow Pow's not here anymore. Brudge Piddle just said I gotta help with the stuff.
We have the day off. It's okay. I promise.
Okay, I would like to see outside the shop.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go check it out.
Okay.
Are you going to explain to Pow Pow, in this case, like Pow Pow 2.0? Are you going to explain to Pow Pow that that there's a festival going on? He probably doesn't realize what a festival even is, but
Pow Pow would know. I mean, Pow Pow is extremely intelligent.
yeah,
he is very book smart. It's street smart.
Okay, so he would kind of know.
He knows
the idea
of
of a festival would be then.
Yes, he has the idea of a festival. He's only read it in books.
Yeah, as we go out, I'll be like, so it's the big festival and it's to celebrate like stuff, but you know, it's there's lots of fun stuff to do. Lots of fun. There might even be stuff to hit.
I've read about fun. It sounds fun.
Oh, I'm gonna show you so much fun.
And Pow Pow is Pow Pow 2.0 is a Warforged. He has been reskinned to be a smaller sized Warforged though. So he is about the height of a tall goblin. So he's about 4 foot tall. Made mostly of copper. He's about 4 years old now, since he was created. So he's got some weathering on his copper. He's got a slight patina. It looks like he's got scale mail integrated into his body. He would also, if we are getting ready to go outside, grab a large shield and a warhammer that he keeps strapped on his back.
Okay. So, as you head back out to as you guys head out to the festival, there is several things set up where they have essentially what look like games going on. At one of those tables, Grandolith, you find yourself, and tell us what Grandolith looks like.
Oh, Grandolith is one of them thin little wiry, strong looking, types. He's an elf, not a drow. He's a shadow elf. Never pronounced the name of him, but pretty much dresses in grays and really, darker colors, and he not very tall. He's only like 5'6" or something. And he's, excuse me, he carries himself like a soldier, and if he's going, rolling into town, he rolls into town like a soldier, a big pack full of gear and all the goodies.
And
generally,
and being a soldier, what do you think? You see basically these 3 tables set up as kind of an entry to the games, going in 3 different directions. One is a dexterity type of situation, like agility games. One is more like strength based, and one is more like endurance based. Which one do you see Grandolph taking the most interest in?
well, probably take a look in both the strength and the dex-based things and decide on one of them by possibly, probably go for dex-based.
Dex first?
I think he'd look over it and see what's going on with the dex-based.
Okay. Alright, so when you go over to the dexterity, like the agility table, there's like I said, there's all sorts of different categories or games to kind of sign up for, or kind of get involved with, I guess. Hang on one second. Yeah. Anyways, so one of the ones, there's egg juggling, there's axe throwing, there's a tightrope walking competition, there's an archery competition, there's one where you catch a greasy pig, and then one where you run on water logs, like logs that are in water pools.
Yeah, them don't interest me. I walk over and take a look at the strength-based things.
Okay, so there's one that's a cannonball throw, basically kind of like a shot put. Then they have log chopping, which basically is kind of you just race against one of the woodsmen here, one of the local woodsmen, and he is kind of a famed lumberjack, and you try to race to see who can chop through the log the fastest. There's a lumber toss, just, you know, see how far you can chuck it and compare it to the other contestants. An arm wrestling competition. There's an anvil lifting competition. And there's ox tipping. Basically, can you move the stubborn ox? It's like, can you get him out of the way or tip him over or anything like that?
Cannonballs.
Cannonballs.
Cannonball.
I think that's probably right up your alley, considering the ex-soldier routine thing, maybe.
Yeah, that's immediately why I thought that one.
You've probably done this before on the field or something, you know. Hey, let's see who can throw this the farthest.
Infantry get bored sometimes.
So if you can throw a cannonball more than 10 yards, they figure that you will win a prize.
Right.
And it's an athletics check.
Of course it is.
And you're able to throw it exactly 10 yards. And if you make another one, and you can make it over a DC 12, then you can throw it like quite a bit further. There you go. So yeah, there you go. So you chuck it, and you hear like kind of a bunch of people cheer, like, you know, they just kind of can't believe how far you threw that second one, you know. And because they've been kind of watching people all day win little prizes from, you know, throwing it just a little over 10 yards. But then when you threw it as far as you did, they're like, wow, you know, it's like basically like 19 yards, you know, like, you know, farther than probably anybody's thrown it that day. And they have basically like little prizes, like there's like a wooden whistle, there's like metal belt buckles, you know, seasonal festive spices, souvenir copper coins, you know, just kind of like little trinket type things. As this is going on, you probably see several of the people coming up. Now, you didn't meet, you weren't in the party with Pow Pow and Cat Bash, right? I didn't think so. All right, and was Caius in your party, Cat? Wasn't. Okay. All right, and then James, where would you be during all this?
I'll be over by, since I am a dwarf,
Right.
I'm trying to be like a surface dwarf. So I would probably be near the local tavern or axe throwing or
So one of the things they have that's probably caught your attention a little bit is there's a citrus sour wine that seems to satiate you a lot, and that's kind of you know, giving Gavor a little bit of a, almost like a taste of home, but yet something foreign at the same time.
ooh,
It reminds you of some of the sour fungus mead that they would have back where you came from.
definitely good.
All right. So, Randall, as you are collecting whatever prize you would like, you know, like it's relatively you know, relatively mundane prize, but there's you could also determine it randomly if you want.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Okay, so roll a d8.
I will tell you what. I'm going to roll a d8 if I remember well. There it is.
All right. The little dice thing over on Roll20 will, up on the left too. That works. 2. Okay. Oh. so basically you get a wooden boomerang.
Wooden boomerang.
A wooden
All right.
boomerang. Yeah.
Where I put that?
You can just put that on your in your list there somewhere on the bottom maybe. You'll have to practice at it to get it to come back. It seems to only go one way for you most of the time.
It's called boomerang.
Those exotic weapons, you know, not what they're cracked up to be. Unless you know how to use them, I guess.
So it works more like a boom than a boomerang. Until you get.
It's a wooden one-way boomerang, also known as a stick. No, okay, so so Pow Pow and Bash, you come up to this section of tables where they got this these contests and such going on, and you notice that just as you get up there, you see this guy throw what basically looks like a small cannonball farther than like you thought somebody could probably throw a cannonball. And of course it makes you really want to throw a cannonball.
I can throw that farther. I know I can do that. How about you want to try?
Sure.
Now are kobolds small size like goblins?
Yes, and I am actually shorter than Pow Pow. I'm like 3.5 feet tall, so he's a good 6 inches taller.
Okay. So you guys are going to try to throw the cannonball too?
Yes.
Alright, so go ahead and make an athletics check. 11. Okay, so you kind of have a similar result. You throw it about 10 yards, and that's kind of it.
No.
You get 3 tries, so you know.
Let me try it again.
There you go. Okay, you see your cannonball lands right beside a little red flag and rolls just slightly further, and than this red flag, and everybody cheers and they're like gazing in astonishment because they thought that nobody would beat that other cannonball that just got thrown, and so then they take and they put a yellow flag up next to yours.
Yay!
And then somebody retrieves the cannonball and brings it back.
How about you try it now?
So Pow Pow will take a cannonball, and you'll see him just kind of stand there and look off, and it's like he's doing calculations in his head. He'll reel back and give it a whirl.
Okay, so he's gonna throw it?
Yep.
Okay, so for an athletics check, oh, you know what? I didn't give John your guy either, but I will do the athletics check for Pow Pow here. Athletics, where are you? There you are. Oh, I got less on or something. Oh, no, integrated protection, is that it? What is on?
Be on athletics.
I don't know what the plus. Oh, guidance. Okay, guidance is on for some reason. I don't see where guidance is even.
I don't have that cantrip, so.
Yeah, it's weird. It shouldn't be on here, but here, let me see. Show global skill modifier, and it's not showing. But there's guidance. It's checked there now. Now it's showing up. Okay, so you throw it. It goes about 9 yards.
Okay.
1 second, guys. Sorry about that. So it goes about 9 yards. Are you gonna try to throw a second one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. You throw it again. It sails about 19 yards and lands kind of next to the red flag that Grandolith had done earlier, that you saw the elf do earlier. Just shy of bashes. And they placed another red flag by yours.
I'm more excited about what Pell did, and I'm jumping up and down. I'm like, yay!
And then you get here. Roll a d6 for me, Bash. Or d8. Sorry, d8.
Five.
5. They give you a decorative quill.
Present for a brother. Yo. They use those.
A hole in my lip.
There's a hole in your lip. Oh no.
Hate it when that happens.
Dribbling Pepsi down my shirt here. I mean, we're not sponsored by Pepsi. Send all sponsorship inquiries to. Anyway, all right. So, all right. So, Randy, can you roll a d8, or do you need me to roll it for you?
I would need you to roll for me.
All right, let's do 1d8, and you got a 6, and you get a souvenir copper coin.
Yay! He's gonna like that because it's the same color as him.
Right? Yeah. You figure it was meant to be. Maybe it's something you could sew on as like a little emblem. Not sew on, but smelt on as a little emblem or whatever. You know, like
Right.
well done. All right, so Caius, when you come into town, you see all these festivities going on. You and Luther disembark from the carriage. You see this kind of thing transpiring with the cannonballs. You see some other games going on. Would your first thought to be to just head straight to the temple, or would you kind of want to look around and check out the festivities at all?
I would probably head straight to the temple.
Okay.
So I will make my way there.
Okay. Okay, so you make your way to the Temple of Ilmater. And as you were heading to the temple, you notice a small bird. You're not 100% sure what type of bird. Do you want to make me a nature check or a survival check?
Sure can. Nature or survival?
Yeah.
We'll go survival. Ah, I got an 11.
Okay, you know it's some kind of small, like, swallow or lark or, you know, some kind of smaller bird that you know, you've seen, like, songbirds of, but you're not sure what type or anything. But it seems to have something attached to its foot when it lands on your shoulder.
Can I discern that it is like a note or something?
It looks like a small metal tube So it is the kind that you might see on like a messenger bird or a messenger pigeon. So you kind of think that there might be a note in it, in the tube.
Can I gently take it off of the bird's leg?
Okay. All right. One second. The bird chirps a bit, and once you get the thing off its leg, it flies away.
Okay. Can I inspect the tube to see if it has any like names engraved on it?
Yeah, you inspect the tube. It's got like really intricate scroll work on it. It's just a beautifully gilded tube, and it's, you're thinking like, man, why would you're almost kind of feeling like, why would somebody spend so much time making a scroll tube this beautiful for just a bird's leg, like, and it's just kind of like one of those things that you've never seen this kind of craftsmanship on something so small, especially. And as you're looking at this thing, you hear a dog barking. For Grandolith, there's a dog that comes up and it's barking at you, and it seems to be kind of, nipping at your heels, and bouncing off back, like kind of comes forward, nips at your heels a little bit, backs off, comes forward, nips at your heels a little bit, and backs off.
I will turn around, kneel, and put my hand out.
Okay, it kind of sneaks, it kind of like, slinks over a little bit and puts its nose up to your or your hand and sniffs it, and then of course licks your hand and starts barking, and then starts to walk off a little bit, and then turns around and looks at you as if it's waiting for you to follow it.
Well, it looks like I'm following a dog.
All right. All right. So, Bash and Pow Pow, having just noticed this exchange of him throwing the shot put, you also notice this dog kind of getting his attention, and everybody, like several people kind of look over, but then they kind of mind their own business when he walks off with the dog. They just kind of feel like maybe it's his dog, like it must be his dog. So I don't know if you guys think of anything of it, but suddenly there is a small cat, and this small cat seems to be weaving in and out of your legs, like going in and out in kind of a figure eight around your legs. And as it's doing it, it's kind of pushing you and nudging you in a certain direction, and it seems to be the same kind of direction that Grandolith went with this dog.
You think it wants us to follow it?
It definitely wants something.
You want to go see what it wants?
Is it still weaving between our legs, or as it's kind of nudging up against us, and is it wandering off?
No,
in same fashion?
It kind of just pushes on you and leans on you and kind of pushes you in that sort of direction. It'll like kind of weave back and forth between you guys once in a while and kind of give one a nudge and then give the other a nudge, kind of like it's rubbing up against you, like maybe it's hungry. You're not sure 100%, but it definitely feels like it's kind of wanting to push you in the direction that the elf went.
Want to go?
Okay. Yeah. Pow Pow is down for exploring everywhere. He's never been outside before, so he's never even seen a cat before.
Okay, Luther, do you accompany Caius to the temple, or are you going off to check out what the festival games are like?
Play games.
You go play games? Okay. Okay, so you go play some games. Luther, the thing that catches Luther's attention the most is the anvil lift. He kind of feels like that's really good, but then he sees that there's also several games that involve eating something, and that kind of catches his attention too. There's the
Luther like to eat.
there seems to be some sort of pie eating contest that you can attempt to do.
Yeah, Luther like to eat pie.
Okay, so Luther's gonna head over to the pie eating contest table. All right, Gavor, you notice Luther kind of heading over to this large green orc, bearded orc, heading over to eat at the pie eating contest, and you're kind of thinking to yourself how, man, that orc is probably just gonna destroy some of that, you know, like it's probably just gonna, you know, win that hands down, right? When suddenly a chipmunk crawls across the table and stares at you interestingly, and seems to look at your mug of ale or your mug of citrus wine and kind of nudge it a little bit and looks up kind of over down into the wine, and then kind of looks back at you.
Look, see if there's a drinking contest. You want a little bit?
Okay, so it smacks a little bit. It looks what you could only call pleased, and then it starts to run toward the edge of the table, and then it kind of looks back at you.
I paid for my drink, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I get up. I'm gonna follow. Say chipmunk.
Okay. When you get up and you notice that you start walking around the table, and the chipmunk notices you, you see him hop down, and you see him bounce off, down the lane a little ways, and stop and wait for you, and he does this every couple of feet, so to make sure you're still following him.
Yes.
Luther, we're gonna have you make a Constitution check. You're up against this rather large human named Angus Brockleburn, and he seems to know what he's doing when it comes to eating pie. And you make a Constitution check, and you're doing okay, but Angus seems to be doing pretty well himself. He seems to be just ahead of you slightly.
Uh-oh.
So you gonna try to pick up the pace?
Yeah.
All right, make another Constitution check. Ooh, 17. Can Angus even compete? Ooh, Angus does, and he pulls ahead even further.
Uh-oh. Come on, Luther. Let's eat some pie. Nope.
All right.
Let's just fall behind.
And Angus still remains the champion with a 24. Wow. But they give Luther a prize anyways, just for trying, you know. Roll a d6 and we'll see what Luther gets. And they have several. You have several townsfolk clapping him on the back, kind of thing. You get 1, 2, 3, 4. A small bone toothpick.
Yeah, Luther get toothpick.
Yeah, Luther thinks he's won the world at this point. Then Luther suddenly doesn't feel so good and thinks maybe he should go to the temple.
Oh, Luther not feel so good.
And thinks, you know, maybe the people at the temple can help him with his stomach issues right now. Okay, as you're looking at this small tube, Caius,
Yes, sir.
and wondering at the craftsmanship, are you going to open the tube up?
I didn't see any names on it or
No names, just
anything of the
just
like.
some
Okay.
beautiful craftsmanship.
I will take a peek ski.
Okay. Inside, you see the scroll. It's curiously vibrant and almost certainly magical. It has a dark green wax seal and a tiny ornate golden leaf attached. a payment or maybe a bribe?
Do I recognize the wax, like the seal?
Not offhand, no.
Okay.
But do you have the Arcana skill?
Let me check. I don't think I do. I do not, but if you want, I can roll one.
Okay. You notice as you're opening this, as you're examining the seal, go ahead and roll an Arcana check just to see. I don't think you'll probably know, but but you do notice that you don't recognize it as anything. It's just like what it looks like, just a gold leaf with a tiny ornate gold leaf on a dark green wax seal. And you notice that there is a dog kind of running around the feet of this elf that's coming towards you. And you notice there's a small chipmunk coming towards you with a rather brusque-looking dwarf, dour-looking dwarf heading towards you with a mug of what looks like some kind of drink. And there is a warforged-looking goblin. I guess it's hard to explain, but it looks like a goblin, but it also kind of looks like a warforged, and it's heading towards you with what looks like a female kobold, and they have this cat kind of encircling the two of them, kind of nudging them along, so to speak. And then finally, you see from the rear, you see Luther again, who is on your wagon ride. You see he looks a little bit greener than usual, and he kind of looks like he ate maybe too much pie, and they're all heading your direction.
Okay, well, this is curious. Well, I will wait until everybody is here, and then I will address them.
Okay, so everybody arrives there shortly, like within moments, and you guys all notice this guy, this priest of Ilmater. He's out in front of the place. Looks like he hasn't even been inside possibly yet, or has been out here most of the day. Still has a bit of road dust on him, and he's got this ornate tube. And a glowing little scroll that came out of it.
I am curious. Do one of you, or how should I put this? Are one of you here on special business?
I'm just guided by, well, that's the chipmunk.
You see the chipmunk chitter and look at you and look at Caius and look back at you, and then it kind of chitters a little bit at both of you. It seems to be maybe saying something to you. You're not sure, but then it runs away.
Scared. I'm here to help you.
Boy in a well.
Can I pick up the kitty when we get there?
Sure.
I'm just petting.
Okay, the kitty purrs, and it's a kind of a fluffy white kitty, and it purrs and stuff like that, and you notice it does have some odd markings.
Okay, well, I guess.
Luther ate too much pie. I'm not feeling very good.
You should probably get inside. They can probably help out with your upset stomach.
Okay, so are you going to open the wax seal on the
I
scroll?
will.
Okay. As you open the wax seal, there's almost like this animated illumination about the scroll. You can see like some of the letters kind of forming as it's opened onto the scroll face, and you see that it says, it says it's a handwritten, beautifully handwritten letter from someone declaring themselves as Lady Devra, dryad paladin of the ancients and keeper of the first tree. It explains an urgent call to action and mustering of all available and noble-aligned adventurers. Simply put, the grove is under constant attack, and the defense of the tree is of utmost importance. The act of quelling the siege and succeeding in the defense of the tree would grant a contract to traverse the Feywild. In addition, an audience and potential favor from the Sealy Council of the Archfey would be granted.
You said that she was the defender of the first tree?
That's what it says, yeah. It says, Lady Devra, dryad paladin of the ancients and keeper of the first tree. Keeper, not defender.
Can I do a knowledge check to see if I know anything about her?
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you read that out loud, or were you just reading to yourself?
Well, I guess, yeah. If
Well,
you
he said
read
he was
that out
waiting.
loud,
Yeah, I was gonna say, he said he waited till you guys, and then. So I assume he wrote it out loud, but I didn't think about that, so. I'm assuming you read it out loud, Caius?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yep, okay. Okay, so go ahead and do a knowledge check. Randy, you're gonna do, just like history, maybe? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, probably a history check. If you want to roll that for me, Brian.
Yep. Let me find history. There we go. 15. The name sounds familiar, but you're not 100% sure why.
Okay. Maybe he can't quite remember what book he read that in.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, like a name you've heard before, but it doesn't sound like you're not. There's no like legends or anything that you can attach that to just now.
Okay.
How about a nature check?
You want to make a nature check
Yeah.
before you hurl? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So yeah, so 13. You know that a dryad is a sylvan forest creature, kind of similar to a nymph. What is going on? Joe's camera keeps doing that. What is going on, man? Wow.
Is he moving?
I didn't
Is he
get that too, but I'm very, very distracted by the kid.
Oh.
Is he moving? If he's moving at all, it might be like his autofocus.
Auto adjust, maybe? Yeah, it could be. Are you? I got a question, Joe. Are you on your camera through your phone or through your computer?
My computer.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Then.
I don't think I have an auto adjust, but we can look at that before we start.
Yeah, that's cool. All right,
'Cause I
so
didn't-
you're focused in on this kitty, huh? After a moment, the kitty kind of struggles and it wants to get away, but I don't know if Bash is gonna Elmira it or whatever. So
No, I let it go. And
Okay.
I'm very
so you notice that all the animals kind of go in separate directions, and kind of go back about their business, so to speak.
After Luther's stomach ache starts to go away, he'll be like, "A kobold? Are you my relative?"
I don't know. I have two brothers, but you're not one. Are you like a cousin?
You're probably my cousin.
Cousins are good.
Papa would turn and say, orcs and kobolds are not related.
My mom's the pirate queen on a kobold ship.
Actually, they can be related. You know how? They can be related by adoption.
You would be like a bigger brother, kinda, sorta, bigger cousin. Yeah. So,
All
our
right.
biggest brother, not far away, but yeah.
So are you guys going to all kind of introduce yourselves to each other?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I walk up to him and like, I'm Bash, cause I like to bash things.
It's Joe's camera again. Yeah, what the heck? Turn your head sideways, Joe. Just tilt your head for a second. I want to see if it. No, tilt it like to the right or left. No, it doesn't work. Oh, I don't know. I was thinking maybe it would just, if you were moving, maybe it would pick it up different.
Yeah, but if he moves forward and backwards, it might do it.
Maybe. Nope. Oh, it's
Nope.
just
All right.
something. It's something with this capture, this NDI source capture. I'm pretty sure. Anyway,
Yeah, Papa would stick his hand out and introduce himself, and he knows people shake hands, so he's just arm jutted straight out, kind of awkwardly.
I'm gonna crouch down a little bit to get more onto their level, and I will then also greet them, and I will introduce myself as Caius, and I will shake Pow Pow's hand.
He's surprisingly strong.
And I am surprisingly frail. I'm like, ow.
So, okay, so Caius, you're a cleric of Ilmater. You want to tell us a little bit about Ilmater?
He is the one that I guess you could say that he's the one that endures, and he is the protector of the unjust.
Yeah, he's also known as, you guys would probably know him as the god of suffering. The suffering god?
Yeah, true. Yes.
And he's known for being basically like, even though things are rough, he kind of will push through anyway, kind of thing. That's kind of they're kind of, you know, like a little bit of a motto type thing. You know, like, you know, hey, when things get rough, we endure and we continue on. You know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's to help all who hurt, no matter who they are. There is no shame in a meaningful death.
I gotta go this way with this.
Seeing that you said ow when you shook Pow Pow's hand, I just kind of like look up at you and like put my hand out, but only with like 2 fingers, shake your hand like I'm gonna break you, and I'm like, hi.
Hi.
Like I'm gonna break you.
I'm only like 3.5 feet tall too, so I'm looking at you like, so big and you're so squishy.
I am very squishy.
What were you saying for Grandolith?
Grandolith will roughly give everyone a good warrior's pat on the back and greet him and introduce himself. If it knocks someone down, it knocks someone down. I'm sorry, it's not my fault.
So he gives a rough like, hey, Grandolith kind of thing. So,
Yeah. Right.
I'm winded, temporarily stunned.
yeah, right. And Luther thinks it's a love tap. You know, like Luther's like, oh,
Yeah.
probably gives you one equally as good back, maybe.
My
Gavor,
name's Luther.
In the arm.
Gavor, what would you do like for when you greet everybody?
Well, due to his histories and dealings, kobolds and goblins are his friends. So he welcomes them fully, like a brother.
Alright, we'll do. I'm gonna put this. Where'd it go? Yeah, I guess I'd have to put you on a different map. For now, I'll just wait. But yeah, one of the things we'll do is I'll line up you guys as tokens that we created in Hero Forge or whatever in Token Stamp, and we'll put them on your, you know, where your camera is. We'll put those there, like, so when you're off the screen, then your token will be there. So that might
Sounds
be a
good.
good idea. And then
That's a very good idea.
and then maybe the name on there too, either on the token or below, like where your player name is right now.
That'd be pretty cool.
So Randy is Pow Pow. In this case, he's kind of like Pow Pow 2.0, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And Kat, you are Bash, and Joe, you are Grandolith, and James, you are Gavor.
Yes.
Matt, you are Caius, and John, you are playing for Zach today. You're playing Luther.
Yes.
Yeah. So Zach is another regular cast member, and he should be back hopefully within the next little bit here. But okay. So that being said, now that you guys got this kind of this information about the dryad, what will be your next course of action? Now, Caius knows he hasn't checked in quite yet. But, so, I mean, that might be one of his first orders of ideally doing that at least before he takes off somewhere, you know.
I will definitely go inside the temple.
Okay.
Yep. Go inside the temple. Luther's got to get his tummy ache fixed. Guys.
And I'm gonna just follow suit with everybody else.
I'm gonna like drag Pow Pow behind me and go, come on, come on.
Pow Pow will follow. He's thinking, he's trying to take in all the information that he's got, plus all the sights around him. He's still mystified by the outside.
And I'm just thinking, how much trouble can I get him in and have fun?
Now, you know what we need is we need a good Temple of Ilmater map, but we don't have one. But anyways, so you guys go into the temple, and one of the clerics comes up to Caius and says, "Ah," he says, "I see you've come at last." He says, "Which way, from Burdusk or Iriabor?"
I look at him like dazed. It's like I'm still recovering from getting slapped in the back twice. I'm like, Luther, where did we come from? Do you remember?
Luther comes from his mom's fishing boat.
We did not come from a boat, but Burdusk, I think. I think we came from there.
Yeah, you would have come in from Burdusk, and he would have come in from probably Iriabor or even further east. But then you guys met up on the caravan trail, you know, on an old dune trail. Yeah. So, but he says, yes, Caius, you are exactly as the matron mother described. He says, and exactly as the Lord Father, he has described you as well, and you look every bit as if maybe a little worse for the road wear. He says, how can we help you today? And he says, aside from your friend, and he snaps his fingers a couple times, and another couple acolytes come over and they kind of attend to Luther.
Well, I just wanted to make my daily rounds, I guess, and then see if the one who endures has any path that he desires me to take. If not, then I will probably head out with these folk and attend to the matter that we were just brought up to.
He says, well, you would head out so soon. What matter has been brought to your attention?
It was apparently a dryad has been under siege in a grove or grotto. They require aid. So, you know what we do. We fight for those that cannot.
He says,
We protect them.
He says, very true. He says, well, this is the one who endures. This is what he must want you to do. Such a quick response from. Oh, you will do well here, my boy. You will do well. And the dryad. Do you speak of Lady Devra?
Yes, actually. How did you know?
He says, she is somewhat known around here.
Oh.
But I fear she is near the reaching woods.
Well, then I guess that's where we head.
He says that's probably a couple days travel from here, but if you're on your way quickly, he says, quickly, acolytes, and he kind of like looks over at the two attending Luther, and he says, grab some things for the road, and get this group ready to travel. And he has them like they kind of scurry up and they go grab some bundles, and they bring these bundles to you guys. And he says, well, it's not much. He says, but there are some rations for you, and a water skin and a bedroll. And he says, and do with it as you will. And he they pass out one to each of you. And he says, I wish that there were more. He says, do be careful. There's gnolls in the Reaching Woods. Many, many gnolls.
Well, I appreciate all the help.
And
We will make sure that this good deed does not go undone.
he says, okay, good. He says, just make haste to help Lady Devra if she needs it. She's one of the only forces keeping the gnolls at bay at the moment.
Ah,
So,
fantastic.
I lean over to Pow Pow and like stage whisper so it's not quiet at all. Knowles means we get to hit stuff, and hitting stuff is so much fun.
Pow Pow will nod and say that he also would like to hit stuff.
It's so much fun. Okay.
I see Zach in the feed now. He's talking. Okay, so Zach, how do you think John's doing it playing Luther? He'll answer 7 seconds from now if he's still watching. Anyway, so no, so okay, so you guys get together. Are you guys going to? Do you guys need anything in town before you head out?
I actually had no business in the temple, so I remained outside.
Okay.
Just kind of crowd watching. I am looking for any group of troublemaking youths, just because, well, they are often youthful. So if I see a group, I'll try to get its attention.
Get off my lawn! Oh no. Anyway, all right. So, yeah, I mean, you see like lots of just tons of people. So, I mean, like, you see some kids being kids, but nothing like you don't see anybody really causing any trouble. It's just like most people are here to have a good time at the moment.
Oh no, I'm just looking for like a group of kids that are like hanging out together that I can get their attention, get some information.
Ah, okay, yeah. You see a group of kids, kind of running and playing toward the west side of the temple.
Yeah, their attention, and I would like to ask them a few questions.
Okay, they kind of like look at you and they kind of look at each other and like, "What's up, mister?"
You got a lot of dogs around here?
I guess it's kind of a farmy town. There's a lot of dogs here and there, yeah.
Looking for a mastiff. Do you know of anyone that breeds them?
He says, well, the guy, the Wainwright, he kind of has a few dogs like that. He says he sells dogs like that once in a while.
I asked for directions to the Wainwright.
He's like, yeah, he's over there, and he points to this large building with like several kind of wagons out beside it, but it's kind of just across from the temple. If you look at the map here, it's basically like you guys are kind of by this front area. Well, you're probably over by this area now, but this building here is like where the Wainwright is.
Right, great. All right, well, I flip him a copper and thank him for his time and wait for everyone else to come out before I just go to the Wainwright show.
Okay, he's like, thanks, mister, and then he like, shows his friends, and they're all kind of like, well, so they all kind of take off running toward the what appears to be some kind of spiced snacks type of thing in the middle of the festival.
I ain't gonna get far with a copper.
They get a lot for a copper for them though, probably.
Got his family for a month. He's gonna
I was gonna say that's probably like a week's wages for him, His family makes more than that, but for him it's he doesn't make as much. His allowance isn't as much. Anyway, so are you gonna head off toward the Wainwright then?
Oh no, I'm gonna wait for everyone else to come back out.
Okay.
I understand the situation is something going on there. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for them. Inform them that I don't mind going with you, but I gotta stop over and talk to this guy about a dog first.
Right. Okay. So, you guys all head back out?
I will stay behind and do my prayers and stuff like that. Do my set up my spell list and whatnot.
Okay. Does anybody else need to get anything while you guys are in town here?
Yeah. I gotta go tell my boss that I'm leaving for a little bit, and then I'm taking Pow Pow with me.
Okay.
And I gotta get my stuff. It's all
Right.
back at the...
Gotta go get your stuff from the tinker shop?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you head back to the tinker shop, and then, I'm assuming you guys kind of are going to possibly meet up back in the center of town somewhere, or
We'll
over
come
at the
back-
Wainwright, maybe?
There
or
you
the
go.
temple. Either way,
Okay.
whatever you guys want.
Because Grandolith does tell you he's heading to the Wainwright to, you did mention that. So, okay, so, Gavor, you gonna head over to the Wainwright with, Grandolith?
Are we being provided a horse, or do we need to buy one?
If you want a horse, then you will have to buy one. They are kind of expensive, though. I might not be able to...
How much?
About how much? To get a riding horse, I believe, is 50 gold.
More than you have.
Yeah, and like a carriage is like 175 or something like that.
Oh, I'll be able to get just the horse, nothing else. So, I'll just hoof it.
So if it, make your own hooves.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to where we meeting up at. I'm following along with the group.
Okay. Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Alright, so you head over with Grandolith to the Wainwright.
Yep.
Luther, are you going to wait behind for Caius to finish up his prayers, or are you going to head over to the Wainwright also?
Luther wants to go with his new cousin.
Alright. Alright, so Luther, you're going to go with Bash and Pow Pow back to the tinker shop?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you head back to the tinker shop with them, and Bash, you go in, and it's pretty quiet. You suspect Brudge Fiddle's left the shop for the day, or at least for the better part of the day. It doesn't appear that anybody's locked up the shop, but you know most people are in town at the festival anyways, and it's kind of not unheard of for him to leave for a while, and you figure he also probably has somebody keeping an eye on the shop from across the street or down the road. You're not really sure, but that's usually what he does, is he has somebody kind of keeping an eye on the shop too. So
I will leave a note after yelling, "Hey, boss! Boss!" And I'll leave a note that says, "Gone to hit stuff. Took Pow Pow.
on to hit stuff.
See you later." And I'll grab all my stuff, ready for a nice adventure. Put this big battle axe on my back that's, almost as big as me. Head out.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, a riding horse is actually 75 gold pieces, and a draft horse is 50. But,
Either way, it's too much for my taste.
oh yeah, too rich for your blood at this time, right?
At this point in time, it's too rich for his blood.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, so you guys get on going on your way, and meet back up at the Wainwright, where Grandolph is talking to him about a mastiff, perhaps.
Yeah. I heard you saw master.
Yeah, you notice that the
Dog?
No, cat.
the Wainwright is called the something like the broken wheel, or the well-rounded wheel, or something along those lines. I can't remember exactly, but
Wheelwright.
yeah, the
Yeah.
wheelwright. He is a wheelwright. He's also a Wainwright, but but yeah, he has some mastiffs there, some really good size, really good looking dogs, and he has also a small like he has some small like little carts that are hooked up for dogs. He has some barding for dogs. You know, he has different things. You know, he definitely is a dog person. You know, he definitely likes dogs and you know you can also tell he's very into his craft as far as making wagons and such. His stuff looks very sturdy and not super ornate, but ornate enough that you know you can tell he takes pride in his work.
Yeah, I discussed with him the fact that I'm looking to acquire a guard dog.
He says, "Oh, you are you?" He says, "Well, I do have some dogs, and he says they are pretty good dogs." He says, "Probably the best in the Vale, I would say."
So we walk the kennel.
Would you say that?
I said, should we walk the kennel?
He says, "Oh, sure." He says, "I just keep them out here. They kind of you know, hang out by themselves." And he's got like you can see like he walks toward the back of the shop and it opens up to the outside, and there's like basically like a run kind of where they're all kind of hang out together, and you know, there's one that's chained up, and the rest are kind of walking around on their own, and you know, he's like this is what I've got here. He says most of them are you know, just born within the last year here, and he says and the one over there, and he points to the one that's chained up, he's expecting a litter any day.
Good. How much are the dogs?
He says, well, I don't think I can part with one for anything less than 30 gold.
I have some business to attend. Liquidate a deposit.
All right. He says that's fair.
Find the dog that's acceptable.
He says, yeah, that's fair. He says, how about 10%?
Very good.
You could put 3 gold down, and he says if you see one that you like after you come back, then he says then I can hook you up with one.
And then if not, there's the litter's coming, so.
He says that's true. He says that's true. He says and I reckon there'll be some fine dogs.
So I give him the 3 gold.
Okay.
And pay my deposit, and I'll be back in a few days. I'll take a look at the dogs that are around. You know, see if there's any that catch my fancy. That seem like they'll be a good, you know, guard dog.
You know something I didn't make for you guys? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, they're just in a different spot than I expected them to be. Oh, still didn't do that right. Let's see if I put that there. There we go. I was trying to put this up above the other characters thing. There we go. There we go. The handouts for the campaign notes, the session notes, and the party treasure.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right.
Good. So you guys are gonna get ready and head out?
Yeah. Do I find any of the dogs that I think I'd like?
Yeah, there are a couple dogs that are very, very nice dogs that you think you might be interested in.
Right, great.
Good sturdy ones that look like they might be good on a you know, as a help on a battlefield or rescue or anything like that.
Spend a little bit of time with them 2 dogs, and then I thank him for his time, and I'll see him shortly. I don't give him a direct time, but you know,
Okay.
be back soon. I'm off, and we can go gather up the rest of the party and do what we got to do.
Okay. All right. He nods, and you guys head out to toward the Reaching Wood. You guys know it's a couple days travel. Does anybody else need anything before they get out of town?
Would we already be stocked up on like rations and things like that, or would we need to?
We got, I think, what,
If you have
5
some
days
with your
rations with the bags that we got from the priests.
right,
Did you tell
Right,
me?
and then
Plus
then
whatever
if you
you'd
start-
have if you had an explorer's package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and then you
I was
should.
gonna say if you have rations with your equipment, then yeah, you have that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I would
so-
just Papa would have just grabbed some miscellaneous tinker things from the shop, maybe some just little nuts and bolts and things like that.
Okay, when you head out, grab some tinker's items and grab your tools and such. You head out, and you hear that sound in the distance.
Let's go.
And
Thunderstorms,
of
I love 'em.
course, as soon as you get out, heading along the trail, you encounter rain.
That's
And
not
It
ominous.
starts storming and stuff.
Probably lightning.
And let me put you guys all on the map here.
Right.
So Luther, we'll put Pow Pow, Bash, Grandolith, Gavor, and Caius. Oh, Caius, I don't have their thing hooked up right. Oh no. That's okay, I'll fix it later.
I'm not a circle, I'm a square. Ah!
I heard Caius is kind of a square, guys.
Be there, be square, I guess, eh?
Right.
I'm following the
Yeah.
street here.
You gotta have one square peg in
Yeah.
the bunch.
You know, I might not have made a token for him, but we'll make one. At any rate, so I don't hear the sound anymore. Oh, maybe it's because.
it. It's awesome.
Oh, you guys do hear the sound?
No, it's quiet.
No,
Oh.
it's quite-
I hear it on my end, to my computer. It's very low and it's not feeding back.
The sound is on Twitch. It's just very quiet.
No, I meant the thunder sound. Yeah, here, weird. Okay, so let me. It was supposed to be. Here, you know what? We're just gonna do this again. Go.
Yeah, I only heard rain.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. It was supposed to be rain too, but you know, like, just,
I see the rain. The little rain slants.
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, as you guys get going onto the trail, you guys run into what look like several large dogs, but maybe they're wolves. You're not sure, but they're a bit bigger than normal.
Can I do,
It's hard to tell through the rain and the wind and the you know, rain in your eyes and the thunder and all that stuff. But as they come up to you notice they're not dogs at all. They're humanoids that kind of look like dogs.
Are they
Can
aggressive?
Can Pow Pow make a perception check to determine what they are?
Sure.
I would like to do the same. Are they being aggressive?
They seem to be walking slowly but menacingly in your direction.
being cautious. How far
I
away?
didn't show.
They're
Oh.
probably about 60 feet is the nearest one. About 55, 60 feet is the nearest one.
My
And
perception was a 23.
You think they are gnolls.
There's gnolls, guys. Look.
There's
Yes.
gnolls and then there are gnolls. Okay.
There's a knoll on the knoll with the knolls.
Step 2
And it's
All right.
11:50, and guess what? We have to call it there, guys. Transition to ending soon.
Do we need?